Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. And bad news for MMF investors. This video is about a bad news for the MMF investors. Those people who invested on money market fund. There is a bad news for you guys, and I think this video will help you. Whether you should withdraw, whether you should continue, the benefits or the risk ahead, and why there is a bad news. So if you are new here, please subscribe to our channel. Here we talk about businesses, challenges, and life in general. Mostly hustle. So please subscribe, and if you are our subscribers, here is a new reason why you should stay with us. So money market fund, as usual, as you always know, is an investment, is a deposit taking. They take your money, deposit from you, but they give you something in return in future. They give a certain amount that can be reviewed. They review it every day, every time. This money grows daily. Their money grows daily. And the same thing that money market fund does with your money is the same thing that banks do with your money. But the difference is that banks don't give you something in return, but money market fund, they give you something in return. They trade with your money, but they give a certain percentage. Also, banks trade with your money, but they give nothing. So you need to understand that. So about the bad news, CBK, as you always know, Central Bank of Kenya, every country has their own CBK. Even in America, China, even the bigger economies, there is a CBK. So Central Bank of Kenya, they always regulate banks to make sure that everything is running well, smoothly among the customers, and also the banks themselves, even how they lend people money. So there is a team that make these decisions at the CBK. They always, wherever there is something to talk about, there is a team that talks about that decision. They make decisions. They are called, I think, the monetary committee, something like that. So in the past few days, they made a decision about lending rates. This is also to help small businesses, small companies to grow. They can be lent, they get that money at a cheaper price, a cheaper interest, a lower interest, at a low interest, so that they can grow. This is also a way of growing an economy of a country. So the monetary committee, they made a decision to change, to lower the lending rates from 10% to 9.7%. You understand? So they have changed from 10 to 9.7%. So I know you will ask me, how is that connected to money market fund? So that's what I'm going to give you slowly until you understand it. So after that, the banks, even the banks today, some banks are giving, it is a mandatory that banks were supposed now to change also to reduce their lending rates. If you are very keen, if you have a bank account, some banks today are giving up to 13% interest rate. Their rate is very low, up to 13%. From some of them back in the days, I think in 2021, they were giving interest rate of up to 21%. So look at that gap. There is a very big difference. And this one comes from the top, from the CBK. The committee, what they have said has to happen. But they don't make this decision to kill the banks. They look at both lenders and whoever is lending them, the banks and also wakulima wadogo. So this decision was made, and the best time to have loans is now. But I think maybe the ground is still slippery, and also that one I think I will touch about it. So MMF, as always, they also lend people money. That's how they get that money that they give you back. They lend, they always invest their money in T-bills, the likes of T-bills, commercial papers, fixed deposit, and blah, 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 all that. They always invest there. But since this, let's say they give you a rate of 10%, but they go out there and lend or invest in a T-bill that will give a return of 18%. So you will take 10, they take home 8, or sometimes even more. They take home more than that, depending on which bill have they invested on. I think that one explains it very well. So, since the CBK has reduced the lending rates, even you, whoever you are being given the money, whoever is taking the money from the MMF, remember, the highest investment that where these people invest their money, their biggest customer is the government. The biggest client in this business, T-bills, all these commercial papers, mostly it is the government. So what does it mean right now that things are running low? The lending rate is low. It means if whoever is coming for the loan will now have a lower rate. That means there is no way an MMF will give you a higher rate if they are lending at a lower rate. So they have to reduce your rate. Maybe they are giving at 15, now they are giving you 8%. Because if you can remember, MMF back in the days, during Corona days and even up to 2023, they were giving up to 18%. But today, some even giving 7%. The likes of ZD, those who are at 18% are today giving 10%. So things are running very, very fast for the investors. Remember, their biggest customer is the government. What does it mean to you as a Kenyan when the lending rates are running low, and even they are the interest rates are running low on investments? That means, maybe you will fight me, but this is the truth. The government, the economy is catching up. The economy looks like the economy is growing, is doing good. So their biggest customer is not desperate for this money. The government is not desperate for money right now. It might be slight growth in the economy that you will not feel it as an individual. I will not feel it as an individual, but it is something that is coming. And also for an individual to feel an economy, for Kenyans to feel the impact in the economy, mostly it goes up to 4 to 5 years. You understand? So what is happening today, give it 3 to 4 years. That's when you will feel that there is change. But right now, only those who are looking at the growth of the economy can see it. Even them, they can just see the growth, but it has nothing to do. It has no impact on them. So since the treasury bills MMF are now lending at a lower rate to the government. The bills are the open bills, they are coming at a lower rate. So they are telling you, if Your client is not desperate. He'll tell you, take it or leave it. So the government is not desperate. They are desperate, but not that much. So they're telling you, take it or leave it. That's why. So they want it because they negotiate. There is a certain money that you have to negotiate if you want a bigger money. In 2023, the government was very, very desperate for money. You understand? The government was very, very desperate. Everyone was desperate for money. But now things are changing. They are not that desperate. It seems like wamesimama, wameona we are not that bad. So the lending rates are low. So even when they negotiate, because this is a bigger money, when you go for a bigger money, you negotiate. Even in a banks, if you are going for like 100, 200 million, you will negotiate to an extent. They will give you up to 15 years or even 20. So with big money, they negotiate. So whoever is negotiating for a loan today from the MMF, whoever is negotiating for T-bills, the government, they are now accepting lower rates. That means the MMF's biggest investment or investment is now running low. So they have to reduce so that they have something, and also they give you also something. Now the question is this the best time to run away from the MMF? Yeah, that's the question. Is this the best time to withdraw your money? Is this the best time to leave this kind of investment? I told you that in my past video. I think I said it and I made it clear. MMF is not an investment, but it's a parking for your money. As you think for an investment, maybe you have a plan of 4 to 5 years. With 4 to 5 years or even 3, 2, you will be having 10% of what you are saving for the future investment. So still there is a room that you should still remain there if you have a future plan. Also, since this is a clear picture that the economy is doing well, to the bigger investors, leave alone us. Unajua sisi ni watu wa 10, 5K, 2K, unatuma kenye what you have. You send what you have. But to the bigger investors, that's why the country was struggling in the past, because the bigger investors, they know when the economy is not doing well. If you see these companies giving 18%, for someone who is going to invest 18, who is going to invest like 1 billion, 300 million, 500 million, they were worried that this money would not come back. But right now, the big boys now can join. They are planning to join because they know that it is safe. The safety is also important. 18% was very, very risky for investors, and some of them were withdrawing. That's why individuals like us were running into it. But those who were in MMF before, they used to run away during that time because it was like economy is dying. It was like this money will never come back, or even the country may sink. But right now, to the bigger investors, they feel like they are safe because it seems like our economy is not dying. So if you are an investor, this is the best time to continue and do it. Keep investing there, and also as you plan. But if you are an investor, if you want to invest for the longer term, because maybe you don't have a plan, but you may have a plan in future. So you are just saving there for God's sake, for the sake of money. You keep it as an investment. This is the best time because the risk is going low. I've told you several times, higher risk, high return. So if you see, when you used to see an 18% rate on investment return, that meant a higher risk. So since things are running low, this is the best time to invest because you are really, really sure that you are not losing your money. Because this money, they always investment into the government. The government, they lend the government at a higher rate. Then the government, when the government pay them back, and also banks, they go there to the CBK to ask for money. Why are they asking for money? I know as a Kenyan you will ask, why is banks going for money? Mbona wanakopa? So this one I have to explain to you. Banks always go for money at the CBK. CBK always give banks money. Why? Because the deposit, the money that you are depositing is not meant for them to use unless they have a lot of money invested, because they don't have time. They don't know how many people will come to withdraw their money. So if they continue with the same amount that they have, they may end up having a lot of withdrawals, and maybe those who are those they are lending money may not find them with money, or they may end up lending everyone to an extent that whoever is going to withdraw will not get his money or her money. You understand? So they always make sure they have enough money to lend people and also to those withdrawing. And even if they withdraw, it does not affect the company on their investments. I think I'm explaining this thing very well. So please, if you are an investor, keep on investing. Hello guys, this is our channel. Please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, give us a comment, tell us about your thought about our videos, what you think we should change, and please, thank you.